Welcome to this video. Never did I think that I'll be making this video. We're gonna be talking all about sports romances. Who am I to not give the people what they want? I've been able to slowly collect enough sports romances to finally make it into its own book rec video. I'm gonna separate it by sport. We're gonna start with probably the most popular, which is hockey. I don't know what the series is actually called. The first book is Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. If you guys have been on my channel, you've heard me talk about this book before. Our main girl character, her name is Sadie. She is a figure skater, and then the guy is Reese, spelled in not the way that you think it's spelled, captain of the hockey team. Normally I hate hockey romances because the hockey players, like, if they're mean, I hate it. Where they're like kind of egomaniac, like players, and I'm like, I don't really like that. But he is so nice. He suffers from panic attacks that no one else really knows about. She sees him having a panic attack on the ice and she goes to help him. She's the primary caretaker to her younger brother. She kind of is very resistant to being in a relationship with anyone. She just has like bigger priorities, and it's their love story. First of all, their chemistry was so good. Reese, unproblematic king, and I honestly loved Sadie as a character too. Listen, she has places to be, people to see, food to put on the table. The chemistry was so good. I'm not really a big fan of like physical connection before super strong emotional one. Like, if I remember right, I think they kind of just like start hooking up. But honestly, I was like, whatever. I like the fact that family was very present in like both of the characters' stories. Which brings me into the next book, because only 2 books are out in the series so far. The next one is called Unloved, and this one is the companion spin-off book with one of Reese's hockey teammates, Freddie. That's a nickname. You kind of see the beginnings of this love story in parallel in the background. Now it's like the main one where he starts getting tutored by Sadie's best friend slash roommate, I think, Ro. So it's like the best friend. And now it's their love story. Freddie is kind of like the comedic side character. You know, like when the side character like drops like crazy lore that you never knew about them? Yep, that's him. You like kind of can see why he is the way that he is and like what happened to like make him this way. She is very much like bookworm, academic, and she has just come out of a semi-long-term relationship that was like not a good relationship. It was like kind of her first try at it. And so she kind of just has like a skewed perception of like what having a boyfriend is like what a relationship is supposed to be like, what it's supposed to feel like. She is kind of just like, oh, maybe I'm the problem. She's not the problem. Oh my god. The way that this man treated her. If I see him, Freddie's kind of the one who like shows her that it doesn't have to be that way. No, I didn't even want to buy this, but I bought it so that my friends could go piss, girl. I was the sacrificial lamb. And then the next book series, there's actually so many books. Did I read them in order? No. Am I going to? No. Do I just read whichever trope speaks to me? Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you the 3 that I read and what the trope is. So the first one is Arbender. I think it's the 6th one. It's like somewhere near the end of the series. One of the boys on the hockey team, I like forget what his name is. I think it's Tyler. Him and like 3 of his friends from the hockey team, they go into this like elementary school classroom and they have to like read for the kids. And it's the teacher. She's like this young teacher. It's like the cutest meet cute ever because he like suddenly becomes shy. I love when that happens in books where it's like become shy and nervous because of a girl. Like, it's so cute, I feel like, when that happens. Especially boys who like you would not expect that to happen. He just becomes head over heels for the teacher. I think she's the daughter of their coach or something like that, and she has like this bad track record of dating hockey players that she has decided to like put a ban on herself, and obviously like he doesn't know that, but she is like not budging on this stance. She's like, never again. And honestly, good for her. They end up all living in like the same apartment building, and like anytime she needs anything or anytime anything happens, the coach, her dad, is like, oh, one of the boys will like come help you with something, and Tyler is always the one that comes. He's like, oh yeah, like I was sent to do it, even though he like volunteered to do it just because he wanted to see her. And that's how their friendship slash romance ends up developing. She's like, stay back, you're not my type, I don't like you. And he kind of is like, oh, like why? And then he's just like, is there something suspicious happening? I feel like she's lying and I don't know why. He doesn't know that she has like this ban on hockey players. Like, if he wasn't a hockey player, then she would be fine with it. But literally just because he plays hockey, she's like, no. No. The next one that I read was Our Teammate. I think this is like the 3rd or 4th one, I forget. But don't hate me, it's a love triangle trope. Griff and Nick. And then Savannah is the girl. She has a little brother, and then the 2 boys are like refs for the team. The 2 boys are like this, they're best friends, they live together. Griff falls in love with her. He sees her first. In the parking lot after the game, the 2 of them like approach her, and she becomes friends with like both of them, but Nick is the one who's like really pursuing her because he's more socially outgoing. Griff is like quiet, more reserved, but like longing, yearning, pining in secret, obviously. But I love Griff so much. Oh my god, I want to marry that man. Any character that is like that character archetype, reserved, gentle giant, like not the socially outgoing one. Like, he would be the one to like back off because he cares about his friend's happiness more than he cares about his own. Like, I eat it up. He's the one I want, the one in the back. The last one that I read was Our Off Season. I think it might be the next book after. Savannah's younger brother, his name was Duke. This is his romance. It's like childhood friends slash rivals to lover with the coach's daughter. Duke had like been playing with the team. He gets injured. He ends up coming back to like his hometown, and it's been like years since they've seen each other. Definitely there's like unresolved business between the two of them. She hates him, like hates his guts. I don't even know if the series is still going on. I feel like probably not. I'm not someone who cares about being spoiled in like companion series. In fact, I think spoilers are actually a really good way to get me to read a series because I like love reading like prequels. I like want to like see a couple like married with children, and then I'm like, I want to know how they met, and I care about it so much more. I don't know why. The next book is a standalone, like real people do. I forget what the author is, but I'll put the cover here. I forget what everyone's name is. The representation in this is like the figure skater. I forget what he's definitely like a person of color, and he has an invisible disability, and he's a figure skater, and he's gay, and he's like very open about it. That compared to the hockey player who like is very in the closet. Them two just meet like kind of by chance. Okay, I need to figure out what their names are because I don't want to just keep calling Thing 1 and Thing 2. Alexander. And then Elijah. In his line of work, gay is the punchline of an insult, not something he can be. And like kind of throughout the book, you like see that like kind of changing. And I just thought it was so refreshing. And I like love the fact that like this is like kind of like tackling that topic because it's exactly the thing that like I hate about a lot of other hockey romances where I'm like, I don't really like that culture. Okay, and then the last book that I have is Him by Elle Kennedy and Serena Bowen. Both of them are hockey players. They were actually like best friends. They like kind of had something that made them like fall out. I mean, you can probably guess what it's always the same thing. Jamie and Ryan Wesley. They both end up working at the same like hockey summer camp, become friends again, but it's like clear that there's like tension. Reading their first meeting, oh my god, I was like couldn't breathe. Like the tension was actually crazy and it was so addicting, like the beginning of it. I feel like they got together like halfway through the book, so definitely not as much of a slow burn. Definitely the tension and the build-up in like that first part of the book was like A+, so good. Now I'm gonna talk about other sports that have less books in them. So this one is a baseball book, Play Along by Liz Tomford. It's her Windy City series. It's like popular. I liked this one the best, but the boy is Isaiah. In the previous book, all you see him doing is like being a huge flirt to the team PT. I think her name is Kennedy. And then this is like finally their book. The very beginning of this book, it's like way before where Kennedy first gets hired to be the team PT. She is actually a full MD. And I forget the exact circumstances why, but she takes the job on the team as a PT. Isaiah actually like overhears this happen. They like go to Las Vegas. They accidentally get married in Vegas, but like she doesn't want to lose her job. They agree to like stay together and like fake it, play along for like one baseball season. She's like, okay, we just need to fake it. But Isaiah has like been in love with her since like the very beginning. Honestly, I love when that happens. Boy falls first and boy falls harder, argue with the wall. All of her books, I feel like the build-up and the tension in like the first half of the book is always so good. And then when they get together, I like lose interest. But I feel like that's maybe just a me thing. Like I feel like other people love this book series so much. The other book that I liked in the series was The Right Move. This one is for basketball. The main character in this is the brother of the girl from the first book. His name is Ryan. Best friend's brother trope. She either just got out of a relationship or like cheated on her. Something happened where she lost her apartment. Stevie, the girl from the first book, is like, oh, you should just stay with my brother, Ryan. And she is like bubbly, outgoing, energetic. He like shows how he cares about her in such little ways. Like it's nothing. I think that's like what I found so charming about his character. He'll just like order a bed for her and she's like, oh, you didn't do that? He's like, oh no, it's like whatever. And I'm just like, that is so charming for me. Like that makes me think actually maybe I do want an acts of service man, even though I did not think that I was an acts of service girl. If it's a beautiful basketball player, then maybe. I pictured this man as Keith Powers until Keith Powers became a bit too viral on TikTok. And next we have my favorite sport. If you know, you know. Say it with me now. This was the book series that actually got me into F1, which is so classic, so on brand, sunny-coated of me, that a literal romance book series is the reason why I am now a Formula 1 girl, unironically. It's not because I have a crush on the Formula 1 drivers, by the way. Everyone always assumes that when they like meet me. They're like, you just like it because they're hot. No. Don't piss me off. How dare you underestimate me? I actually don't really have a crush on any Formula 1 driver. Me loving an athlete and actually having a crush on them and wanting to marry them is strictly, exclusively for 1, Shohei Ohtani, the baseball player, and 2, Yuki, I forget his last name, the captain of the Japanese volleyball team. But this is the Dirty Air series by Lauren Asher. These are not the greatest works of literature by any means, but something about this first book, I just read it so fast. You follow like the most notorious F1 driver. His name's Noah, and he has like a big rivalry with his teammate. If you don't know, in F1 there's like 2 drivers per team, but the thing is drivers can switch between teams and contracts every single year, and so he ends up becoming teammates with like his rival, and his teammate's sister, she does like promo or like media. It's the romance between the two of them, but you find out his tragic lore. He's like a really abusive dad. Don't read this book if you don't want to read about that. And then skip to the very last book, which is Redeem. This one is about the brother. At the start of this book, you learn that he got into an accident that that actually left him an amputee. He now has a prosthetic leg. The romance is between him and this girl named Chloe. Chloe ends up traveling to, I think, Italy, which is like where his house is. Either estranged from her father or like doesn't know her real father or something like that. So she ends up going in search for the father, and that's when she accidentally meets Santi. She accidentally breaks into his house and the media sees them and they're like, oh my gosh, like Santi's like dating this person, and they end up doing a fake dating trope, which I hate fake dating trope. Chloe like helped him with like the self-acceptance and like working through the insecurities and the shame and the trauma, and like Santi's fine as hell first of all. Like seeing that different side to him. You know that psychological thing where like if someone makes a bad first impression and then they end up making like a better impression afterwards, you will like them more than someone who like just had a good impression from the very beginning. I think I just cracked the secret behind redemption arc. Those are all of the sports romances that I actually like, actually enjoyed, and actually, honestly, if I finished a sports romance book, I probably enjoyed it. Like, the amount of sports romances that I DNF, oh my god, you could feel the Empire State Building. I quit so easily. All these books are books that I actually finished and I liked and I would recommend. Even if I fully didn't enjoy every single part of it, I honestly think that I'm just the problem, and I think that other people would really love it. I think a lot of these are not that well known and so underrated, so please go read them because I need the companion books yesterday. That's gonna be all for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you guys have any specific like themed book recommendations that you would like. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. All my socials are all linked in the description. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!